Tonight, Haley Cummings' great-grandmother breaks down in agony. The family endures torture, not knowing Haley's fate, as the county forces them to move their campsite vigil off county property. Why is the county giving this heartbroken family such a hard time about some minor land code? Issues starts now. Stunning new developments tonight in Florida's twin tragedies, the Caylee Anthony murder case and the disappearance of 5-year-old Haley Cummings. I want to start in Satsuma. Breaking news right off the top. Haley's father, Ron Cummings, has reportedly proposed to his 17-year-old girlfriend, Misty Crosland, the last person to see little Haley alive. We will have more details on this shocking engagement announcement and what it could mean. It has now been 1 month since little Haley went missing from her home. Her family is more emotional than ever. Now, Haley's great-grandmother is speaking out about that fateful night and what may have happened before Ron's new fiancée, Misty, noticed the little girl was gone.
And then when she got up and came back out, she would have seen Haley gone. But when she got up, you get up half asleep, go to the bathroom, and you don't expect your baby to be gone. She noticed, I think, that the light was on. I'm not sure. I just know that, she got up to go to the bathroom, and then when she came back out, the bed was empty. There was nobody there.
This poor family. As the family continues their desperate search for little Haley, backlash growing against Putnam County's decision to force the Cummings family off the land where they have set up their tents. The county says it's not a campground and they have to move. The request leaves Ron Cummings stranded since he refuses to return to the trailer where little Haley disappeared. Is the county kicking this family when they're down? Shouldn't the local government be for them, not against them? We'll explore that question. But right now, I want to get to the breaking news about this engagement. Stunning stuff. Joining me, my expert panel, Drew Finling, Atlanta criminal defense attorney, and Sharon Lyko, family lawyer and criminal defense attorney. Plus, Dr. Gabby Cora, psychiatrist, as well as reporter Diane Cho from CNN affiliate WJXT. Let me start with Drew Finling. I thought I'd seen it all, but to see this engagement is quite extraordinary given that Ron Cummings, the father of the missing child, is marrying, or says he wants to marry, is getting engaged reportedly to the very woman who the child disappeared on her watch.
Sometimes when people aren't even suspects, Jane, they hire a criminal defense attorney just because we've been through this process of investigation before. And I wish he had a good attorney, because any good attorney would have told him not a good time to do something like this. Why not? Because it's going to raise the whole suspicion, and people are going to be out there, particularly some people in the media that have nothing better to do than try to make him a suspect and say, aha, somehow he had something to do with this, wanted to get rid of her so he can be alone or be one child less and spend more time with his, 11th grade aged girlfriend. It's just going to create suspicion and rumors and create problems that he doesn't need. Well,
Sharon Lyko, also a criminal defense attorney and family lawyer, the first thing the folks in the studio here said, spousal privilege, right? That means that one doesn't have to testify against the other. Does that hold in this case?
Actually, maybe, maybe not. If they are married, then she could assert the spousal privilege. However, if it's a domestic violence case, that doesn't apply. So she could be forced to testify. But most of the country seems to think that this is a case of trailer trash versus middle-class America.
I don't like to use that phrase. I find it extraordinarily offensive. I really think that these people have shown tremendous dignity in a time that would leave most of us on our knees and perhaps not showing our best selves. And I just find that those kinds of stereotypical descriptions to be highly offensive.
And I'm saying that isn't the case. The salacious details of the Caylee Anthony case are just so paramount that this case is going to fade away because it doesn't have some of the nut cases that the Caylee Anthony case has.
Well,
so
I don't know. I think the word nutcases can apply to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Let's bring in the shrink, Dr. Gabby Cora. Let's look for the innocent explanation to this engagement proposal. When people are in crisis, when they're in panic, don't they have a tendency to come together and hang on to each other? And couldn't this engagement be a manifestation of that?
Yes, it could very well be a manifestation of that, and life goes on, so to speak. And in a way, it looks like this father had already been engaged with this 17-year-old in some shape or another, so this is just making things a little more formal.
Diane Cho, your station broke this story. What can you tell us about this astounding news that Ron has reportedly proposed to Misty? Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to go back to Drew Finling. We do not have a Diane Cho, but we're efforting her. I think we have a little sound problem there. Drew Finling, is this a mountain out of a molehill, or is the timing just too extraordinary for us to just let it be?
Well, look, I mean, if I had been his attorney or consulting the family, I would have just said, Ron, bad time to do this. Let the focus be on finding your daughter and not on your nuptials. And that's what I would have said. Now, that being said, I agree with you about the dignity of this family. And why not contrast it to what happened in Anthony? You know, you brought up a good fact when you introduced this. That is 30 days since Haley's been missing. Well, for 30 days when Kaylee was missing, nothing happened. Look at what has happened here. We may not realize the progress that law enforcement has made. They say they don't have clues, but we don't know that. We know that they had a 30-day head start.
Hold on a second, partner. Let's look at the fact that this father decides he's going to marry the girlfriend. I mean, his kid is missing. He doesn't even know whether she's alive or dead, and he's thinking of getting married? What is up with that?
Well,
the guy is totally inappropriate.
Yeah, well, I'm agreeing,
situation.
though. I just got through saying that I would advise him not to do that.
But
now,
advice versus just human
that
nature.
aside,
Does he need a lawyer to tell him not to do something like that?
Well,
what's wrong with him?
Well,
these are young people. You know, these are very young people.
Maybe his upbringing and his relationship with his family and the way he looks at his father and his mother and their relationship is different than yours. We can't tell him what is culturally relative to him.
Well, if your kid ended up missing, would you be thinking of getting married, or would you be focused on finding the kid?
I don't dare to compare myself to him.
I don't think that has any boundaries, whether it's age or socioeconomic.
I really feel like, to be honest with you, I have to jump in and cut you off, Sharon, because this guy is, to all intents and purposes, a victim here. He lost his child, and I don't think we should be beating up on him.
Absolutely.
I mean, if he needs the comfort of being married because his heart is broken, how are we, who are not living and walking in his shoes, going to judge him? I just find it extraordinary. But you know, it's a free country, and we're listening to your opinion, and you have a right to your opinion, but I'm just responding that I think that we have to give this man the benefit of the doubt at this stage. Diane Cho, your station broke the story. You're back with us. Tell us what you know about this engagement.
Ronald Cummings, Haley's father, proposed to his 17-year-old girlfriend, Misty Crosland, last night at a Chili's restaurant in neighboring city of Palatka. We're told that he apparently got down on one knee, told her that he loved her, and then proposed in the middle of the restaurant in front of several family members. Now, we spoke to Misty today for the first time really in a couple of weeks, and since Haley's disappeared, this is the first time we've also seen a smile on her face and her seemingly very genuinely happy as they were walking down to the courthouse to fill out the application for the marriage license. Now, of course, because she is 17 years old, Misty's mother did have to accompany them down to the courthouse to give the court the okay for this marriage. Now, Misty also told us that what she thought was that, you know, she thinks that despite what everyone is thinking or what they're going to say about this after they learn about this news, she says they're only doing this for one reason. That reason is because of Haley. They say that this is what Haley's wanted all along since the two of them have gotten together, since they started dating about 6 months ago. They say that Haley wanted them to live as a family. So this is what they're doing, and they hope that when she does return, that this is what she can fulfill for them.
Dr. Gabby Cora, your thoughts as a psychiatrist?
there's many things that we don't know that may have been going on behind the scenes, and this may explain it. There may be even more things that we're not aware of. But you know, the other thing that's so important for us to discuss is the judgment. It looks like so many people have such strong opinions about this, and this family is grieving, and they still don't know if Haley is alive or what's happened to her.
Yes, absolutely. We have to always keep compassion in our hearts for this family. I mean, we have no idea what it's like to go through something like this. Diane, thank you so much for that report. We're going to talk to you again a little bit later in this broadcast. Everyone else, hang tight. We have so much to cover. I'm going to be taking your calls on the Caylee Anthony murder case. That's right. The Caylee Anthony murder case is up next. Call 1-877-JVM says. That's 1-877-586-7297. In other adorable video of little Caylee Anthony resurfaces on YouTube and prompts a lot of questions. Where is this video from, and why did it fall through the cracks in the first place? This is the first time a lot of people are seeing this video. We will have plenty more of this to show you tonight. Plus tonight, the person who says she posted the video responds. Meantime, Casey Anthony and her defense team head to court again this week. This time, they will ask the judge for evidence taken from Casey's car and her ex-boyfriend's computer. Prosecutors, meantime, just filed, get this, a motion asking the judge to find out who is paying for Casey Anthony's star-studded defense team. I am back with my expert panel along with reporter Bob Keeling from CNN affiliate WESH. Bob, what is the very latest?
Yeah, well, that certainly is the latest, that motion filed by the state today. And what they want is from Judge Stan Strickland to basically tell Jose Baez, show us the money. Where are you getting the money? Where's Casey coming up with the funding to pay for 8 attorneys, including one just announced last week? He is also asking, in fact, in his pleading, the prosecutor who wrote this said that it seems that Casey is seeing a conversion from pauper to princess. So they want the judge to have Jose Baez come in his chambers, if necessary, to basically disclose where Casey's getting the money for her defense team. Also, I talked to Jose Baez on the telephone about an hour ago about this, and this one seems to be something that he's taking a little bit personally. He's saying that this is some sort of witch hunt. He called this speculation and fishing. He told me that the prosecutors, the state, does not have any evidence that he has done anything unethical. He also told me that he's actually employed an ethics attorney to make sure he's been doing this the right way all along. But the bottom line here, Jane, is that the state wants the judge to literally be the judge of that, get all the finances on the table, and make sure that this is on the up and up, so Casey would not have grounds somewhere down the road to say, I didn't know about any of this, and I want a very expensive retrial. I want a do-over. And the bottom line here is that the state wants Casey to sign a waiver saying, I'm aware of the financial dealings, and I'm giving Jose Baez the authority to do that.
That's absolutely fascinating. We're going to get to more of the newly resurfaced video in a moment. But first, Drew Findling, what do you make of this? If they have legitimate funding for their dream team, why not just say, here's how we got the money?
Oh, because why would you? What business it is? If it came from a family, it wouldn't be their business. It's never their business. This is yet another panicky move by the prosecution and law enforcement where they don't need to. They have a great case to prosecute. This is an unnecessary diversion, and it's cloaked in this statement that we're concerned about some conflict. So what they're really saying, Jane, is they're saying, we want to make sure that Baez and his lawyers are conflict-free, that some third party isn't motivating them to take a strategy they would not otherwise take. But you could do that on every case. The bottom line is they're wondering. They're saying, well, we should be slaughtering them.
I mean,
well, it's
we're
none
all
of
wondering
our business.
where they're getting all this money.
None of our business.
Do you agree, Sharon Lyko, that this is none of our business when you have a dream team that could cost, potentially, unless they're all working for free, literally millions of dollars?
Absolutely. It is nobody's business who's paying for her defense. The Queen of England could be paying for her defense. So what? when O.J. Simpson was on trial, nobody questioned whether his friends were contributing, whether he was the one that took his savings and cashed it out. He was a rich and famous guy, so somehow he had the money and nobody cared.
All right, I'm glad that we have both attorneys agreeing on something. That's a major accomplishment right there. All of this video of adorable little Kaylee, which breaks my heart to look at, resurfaced on YouTube recently, and many are wondering what impact it could have on the case. Take a look at this adorable video of little Kaylee dancing. Again, it's so bittersweet because this child is no longer with us. Could this hurt Casey's case because it really rehumanizes little Kaylee and reminds us, Dr. Gabby Cora, that a precious life was lost?
But it also shows, Jane, that a caring mother was taking good care of her little one, who seems to be smiling and dancing and having a good time. So I think it could be taken both ways. You know, on the one end, people can be very, very empathic to the loss of the child. But on the other hand, we can also see her mom as a person who loved her daughter.
Right. And now let me ask you this. After doing a little research, we learned that somebody who goes by the name Mom Tective was posting these videos to YouTube. Questions arose about her identity and why she was posting them. And so she went on her blog to explain, quote, "The videos were found September 19th by a fellow member of Web Sleuths. Since they were on a public MySpace video account, I downloaded them and put them in a public YouTube account. And I'm glad I did because the videos were removed from the MySpace account shortly after I downloaded them. In respect to the videos, they will remain public in an attempt to prevent them from being sold and the proceeds being funneled into Casey Anthony's defense fund. I am an advocate for children and an armchair detective sleuth." All right, Bob Keeling, what do you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what she reiterated to me when I've been emailing her this afternoon. I mean, when you think about it, this is someone who took it upon herself to go to these MySpace accounts belonging to Casey Anthony, downloading them with the very thing in mind of trying to keep her or perhaps her family from selling them. It's been widely reported that months ago some of those videos were bought by a media organization for a six-figure amount, Jane.
Ooh, okay. So much to talk about. We'll have to do it tomorrow. Thanks to my panel.